Hey friends, I'm Heidi with the Lilac Vine Orchards, and I am here today to share with you a little bit of our story, who we are, and why on earth we're starting a flower farm. So come and hang out with me. I'm going to share it all with you today. Hey guys, we've been around YouTube land for a little over 5 years with our main channel, our family ministry, Heavenly Minded Home, which you guys can check out linked down below. And that's where we share more of the homeschool, homemaker, home discipleship, now homestead stuff over there. But we wanted to go ahead and share our story here. And I think it's helpful sometimes when you're running into people in this awesome tool like YouTube to have a little bit of understanding, have a little bit of background here, because I think it makes all the other stuff just that much more meaningful when you understand a little bit where someone's coming from. Everybody has their story, everybody has their path. There's so much stuff out there, and I think it's wonderful to get to connect and share that. And what a great tool to be able to share all around the world with something like this. And so today I wanted to give you a hopefully quick version of our story and how we got here to Lilac Vine Orchards. So I'll go ahead and tell you that where the name came from, Lilac Vine Orchards, is we have 3 girls. We also have a son, but we have 3 girls. We had a business before, which I'll tell you about, that was named after our first daughter, because we thought that's all we were going to have. And then when we had 2 more daughters, people would always say, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? How are you going to get their names in? Well, their names are Lily, Virginia, and Olivia. So we know we wanted something that would utilize L, V, and O. We played around a little bit. I love lilacs. I totally have some that we've started growing, and I can't wait to have some amazing lilac bushes. So we said, okay, lilac. Vines. We have so many vines on our property, and I love viney things. I think there's something just so magical about some beautiful vines, be it just greenery or blooms. I love vines. And then orchards, we thought was a fun thing to put here with our little flower farm we're starting. We have an apple orchard on our property if we can uncover it. And I thought that was kind of a fun play on words, considering it's just going to be lots of different types of flowers. But we could get our O in, use the word orchards, so that is where Lilac Vine Orchards comes from. But crash course version of all of this, we are a family of 6, plus my brother who is here to help along with us. It's my husband and I. We've been married for 19 years now. Our 4 children, from our son who is 18 all the way down to our youngest who is 5. And then, like I said, my amazing brother who's here with us to lend a helping hand. And we have done a little bit of everything. We got married when I was only 17 years old. We were from Southern California. We left everything and moved out to the East Coast, worked in NASCAR for a while. And then we kind of left corporate life and started our own business because we wanted to be with our kids. We wanted to really enjoy their childhood and not miss it and not be in the rat race and doing all the things. So we did. We started our own company, and I was a wedding florist and wedding planner. We started doing weddings, in the Florida Keys, and then all over Charlotte, North Carolina, up to, the Biltmore House in Asheville, and so many wonderful places. And we really did love that. We had our wedding business for nearly a decade, and it was amazing. We had so much fun, but it was a lot of work. And we really started feeling this just call in our faith. We followed Jesus, and we really started feeling this and going, I feel like we can serve. I feel like there's something that we need to be doing. And so we really did start to pursue that. And so we did. We pursued that. My husband went to seminary, and I started sharing through our homeschool and everything that we do. And that really just grew into this amazing thing that is Heavenly Minded Home. Like I said, we've been sharing here on YouTube for over 5 years. We share homeschool stuff, homemaker stuff. We do studies and classes. My husband started a church, and they teach. There's all kinds of stuff. And so ministry has been such a blessing. And we really see how God used that to do so much in our lives and for our family. And while our wedding business kind of dried up and we felt the shift of that's not where I think we should be, I think we should be in ministry full time. And then of course COVID hit. So thankfully we obeyed the Lord and we really did let that dry up because COVID just shut everything down, right? And so we kind of gone through all of that and been living by faith and trusting the Lord and pursuing Him and all the work that we do. And we're so happy and thankful for that. We have a homeschool co-op now. We've got curriculum stuff. We've got all kinds of fun things, which we're so thankful for. But one of the things is we moved to this property almost 9 years ago. And the first thing we thought when we pulled up here, kind of coming out further into the country of Western North Carolina, we said, oh my gosh, we could grow so many flowers here. This would be perfect for growing. Now, the thing was at that time, we were still doing like 70, 80, 90, 100 weddings a year. And so we had no time to be gardening and growing flowers when, you know, you're trying to turn out that many weddings in a year. And so it was just never anything that we got to actually pursue and do. And honestly, I'll say over the past 5 years, I've really said, and my husband's really said, we should start growing flowers. We should start doing this. We have just about 8 acres of land that is such a pain in the rear to have to try to keep up on. So instead of it being a bunch of work for us to have to do, we should make the land work for us. We've said that for years, especially the past 5 years. Our family has moved a lot. This is the longest we've ever lived anywhere, and we just rent. We don't own it. And so we had a lot of these things that we just let hold us back. We don't own the property. We don't know how long we'll get to live here. We didn't really have the funds, especially being in ministry full time, to like pour into starting a new business or doing anything. There's just a lot of uncertainty and a lot of I don't know. And we let all of that hold us up and say, nah, and then another year goes by, another year goes by, another year goes by. So that brings us to today. And we said, you know what? This is crazy. I really feel like we should do this. I feel like we should put the property to work and start a flower farm. We know flowers. If there's one thing we know, that's what we know from all of our years in the wedding industry. And we have an amazing property that is perfect for growing lots and lots of flowers. Our family also loves cottage industry and home business. We're still in ministry full time, and so we need something that allows us that flexibility to be there for our ministry and for the things that we do and for our children and one another with our homeschool and just life. But we could put the property to work and we could give it a shot. And I feel like it's the right thing that we should do. Now, I know we have a lot of uncertainties, like we don't own this house. We don't have a way to buy this house. We don't have any money to like actually sink into this to start it. But we all really feel like it's the right thing to do. And that's that big part. So the more we pray about it, the more we think about it, the more we talk about it, the more we said, let's give it a shot. Let's jump in. Let's do it. Let's give it a shot. And if this is something that the Lord can use, that's where He wants us, that we can be a blessing to share to others, He'll bless it and He'll take care of it. And I trust Him. So I'm just here to do the work, right? And at the end of it, if everything falls apart and we lose the house or we have to move or no, but whatever, at least we'll have a bunch of really pretty flowers that I can make some really fun arrangements with. And hey, who doesn't want that? So that's where we are. We're here. We're taking that leap of faith and stepping out. And I feel like so often I see some amazing flower farmers here on YouTube specifically. Wonderful families, wonderful women. Like I love seeing them. They're so great. But we said, you know, it's kind of hard sometimes because a lot of the people that you see by the time, right, they're making channels and doing all of this, they've kind of gotten a little established, right? They're going, they're moving up. Or you see people who are just starting out, but like maybe they've sold a house or they've sold something and they have these great budgets, you know, to officially get started. And all of that is fantastic. That is so wonderful. If that's your situation, then great for you. That's not ours, right? So we are truly using this property that we don't own, we just rent it, and which is a blessing, right? To have a place, right? We had to make that change. We used to live in the suburbs outside of Charlotte, up around Lake Norman area. We moved out here to the country, kind of heading out towards Asheville. So we did have to make that leap to get out to a space and find somewhere. We chose to live in an older house that isn't in the best of shape, but we had a great property. That's what we were going for. And so we did have to make that change. And I do understand that that's a huge blessing that not everybody has. But you also don't need a ton of space to have some great flower farming going on. So just saying, you don't have to have 8 acres like we do to still apply some of these things. And so taking it in that we have this property, this is where we are now. No, we don't own it, but we have it, right? God's given us it today, so we can use it today. And then we have like maybe $200 that I pulled together that really needs to go to some other things that we could take care of. But we agreed as a family, hey, let's take this and put this in and see if we can be crafty enough, if we can be frugal and kind of forage and pull stuff together to start building up a flower farm truly from nothing, right? Besides the space, that's it. We don't have a big budget. We don't have, a bunch of supplies that we can go buy. We're not spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on seeds and bulbs and soil and all kinds of stuff. We are truly building this up from nothing. If any of this can be something that, whether you just want to kind of watch and see the journey and see what happens, right? Do we make something of it? Do we have a great harvest this summer? Do we make any money? Or how are we doing it, right? Like, how are we setting all of this up, using the resources that we can find and forage and trade to build up a flower farm, starting at nothing and try to make something out of this? That is our goal, to get to share here at Lilac and Vine Orchards with you all. So it is my hope and goal that we can share not only how we are first-year flower farmers, trying to build something up, starting with nothing, how we're doing it without a budget, how we're being frugal and crafty and creative around our own property to pull together the materials we need to start creating these flower beds and getting fields planted and all of these different things. So that's our goal, to get to share with you all. And then we'll go into this, this year, Lord willing, with how we're selling the flowers. Are we making any money? What flowers do we come up with? How I'm implementing my ever since like high school, I've worked with flowers, but how I'm implementing that knowledge to help us, utilize the flowers that we're growing and get them sold and out there to be loved, cherished, and enjoyed by others. So Lilac and Vine Orchards, this is us. We are here, family farmers, cottage industry, just wanting to really do something that, yes, the whole family can be a part of. We can pitch in and do this together, but that it can go and be a blessing to others, be a blessing to us as far as income and purpose and things that we're doing, and really that God can be glorified in all that we do, from our literal ministry that we serve in, our homeschool community we serve, and then all that we can reach through this fun and exciting, I can't wait to get into it, journey of flower farming. So welcome to Lilac and Vine Orchards. We'd love it if you guys would want to subscribe and hang out with us. If you want to give us a thumbs up and share with your friends and other flower farmers, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, we will see you guys all around here as we have a lot going on trying to get this all started. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.